What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Saturday, and welcome back to After the Snap. I'm your host, Tasha Pierce, and today is the weekly wrap up where we wrap up this week in entertainment. So that's what we'll do. We'll wrap up the week in entertainment. So I can see. Oh, I guess I better point the other way. I know you can see over here where I've got the banned guns, not books. You know that there was another kind of mass shooting here in the United States again in the Virginia Tech area. Thank you, sis. What's going on? Yeah, there was another mass shooting in the Virginia Tech area. Again, and that we know that they had a pretty big one a few years, some years back. This one was at a hookah bar, and the last I checked, and these numbers could be updated since the last time I checked. The last I checked, the casualties were one person passed away, and there were several others injured. So my heart goes out to those people who suffered through this. Thank you, Angus. I appreciate it. What's up, Davina? The gang's all here. Yes, everybody is coming on in, trickling on in. Good. That means we're going to have a nice, lively discussion today, I hope. But yeah, so while we are in the, thank you, sweetie. So while we're in the United States banning books, I know there's been lots of conversation about books being banned. While we banning books, why don't we do something about these guns? Because the guns are doing a whole lot more harm than the books could probably ever do. At least with a book, you can have a little discourse, but you can't talk to a gun. the gun doing all the talking. The gun does not listen. So how about we work on the guns, and then we could talk about these books. So there we have it. I'm not gonna stay on my soapbox for long today. Hopefully everybody in the chat is doing well. I hope you guys are all having a good day. Started off, the lack of sleep thing. So as soon as we get done here today, it'll be bedtime. So yeah, another kind of quick off the top. We talked a few weeks back about the Bill Cosby documentary that came out at Sundance. It's going to be available soon. And I don't have the date right in front of me because I don't know if I really want to see it. I've already made up my mind about Bill Cosby. Not saying that that's what this documentary intends to do, is try to convince somebody. I don't know if that is what the intention is behind this. I've already made up my mind that Bill Cosby admitted that he did some years back, and I don't F with him because of that. You know what I'm saying? But there is Bill Cosby news, I guess, on the heels of this documentary, and it's not nothing, I guess, bad. He's facing a civil lawsuit. Bill Cosby is, and his he's going to be able to plead the fifth, which is something that you generally don't see a lot of in these kind of civil lawsuits. But he's going to be able to plead the fifth because he may incriminate himself if he answers a question, and he doesn't want to lie on the stand. So I get that part, but what do you think you could possibly say in this civil suit that would get you in any more trouble than you've already been in? So that's my feeling on Bill Cosby. If you guys want to discuss that a little bit more, we can. I'm brushing over it. That don't mean you guys are through with it. D over here, Davina says guns are more important than the books. The books are going to be informative. Yep, the books are going to tell you a little something, give you a little information about the world that we're living in. The guns just really are designed to take you out of the world that we're living in. So there we go. Yeah, just been that was just a downer on a week that wasn't so bad. But that was a downer, that shooting over there in Virginia. So I am again, my heart goes all the way out to those people. Y'all been hearing about these too. Look, I'm not usually super messy, but I can be a little messy. Have y'all been seeing what's going on with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West over here with the argument that they're having over their daughter using social media, specifically TikTok? The daughter North is their oldest child. She has a TikTok account that is started by her mother, and it is I guess they help an adult helps to run this account. Now there was an incident when little Miss North got on TikTok by herself and was filming stuff in the house, and her mother had to correct her. Okay, that happens. It happens probably in every household. But now we got Kanye saying he doesn't want her on social media. Like, dude, you married the social media queen. You married people. You married into a family that does everything in the spotlight. Did you honestly believe that they were not going to allow your daughter to be on social media? So he's upset. He feels like pretty much his parental rights are being disregarded or taken away. She's saying that she had to bun those children. As long as they've got an adult running the account, that children can have pages. They just can't be the person who sets up the account. But anywho, we can come back to talking about how that's effed up too. But anywho, so he feels like his parental rights are being trampled on. Kim is saying, look, it's monitored, and I'm the person, I'm the primary caregiver, so I should be able to say this. And I'm saying this, D, you are 100% correct too. But okay, in absence of a conversation that they should have had years ago about how they plan to raise their children, in absence of that, Kanye does have some rights. I'm sure he gets some visitation. When she's with you, you take her phone and you either mute TikTok or you can erase it, because now she's at your house and you're the primary caregiver. And then when she goes back home, Kim will have to reinstall it all over again. It's unfortunate that this child is in the middle of this mess, and that this wasn't something that, we should have had a conversation about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to raise a child before we started popping them out. But we know that doesn't happen all the time. So now they are very messily putting all of this out in the public, and little North is in the middle of it all. And how do you think that makes her feel? So and honestly, this time, and I don't usually do this, but this time I'm kind of siding with Kim. There's a way. You don't weigh your marital issues or your familial issues in the court of public opinion. This is something that you and her, Kanye and Kim, need to discuss. Now it feels manipulative. It feels like you are trying to get your fan base to attack your soon-to-be ex-wife. And that's not good for you. It's not good for the kids. But did we think this was going to end any other way? Did we honestly believe that if they were going to leave one another at some point, and I honestly didn't think that they was going to last forever. And I know that's a horrible thing to say. I didn't think they were going to last forever. But when you think about Kanye West and the mental state that he's in right now, and when you think about Kim Kardashian and how her entire existence is a popularity kind of thing, did we think that this was going to end anyway but messy? I want to know what y'all think about this situation. I got some input from Lysandra. She said she thought they had to be a certain age to be on TikTok, and we know that only makes sense. It only makes sense. There's a lot of dangers in the online community, but we ain't everybody's parent. So if their parents is cool with it, I'm gonna have to roll with it. It is a dangerous situation. I can side with Kanye on that a little bit, but at the same time, I side with Kim. This I shouldn't even know about this. I shouldn't even know about this to be talking about it. Let's see what Angus said here. Angus says, I think it's a tragedy whenever a child is thrust into the spotlight for any reason. It can really mess them up. I can agree with that, especially an uncontrolled environment like social media. Now, I know you can block certain terms, you can do this, you can do that to try to make the place a little safer. But to be quite honest, she is a little young for that platform. If I had a child her age, and I think she's under 10, because Blue Ivy is 10. So yeah, she's under 10. So I'm thinking there's a little much. You already have a lot of your life because they have cameras running all through their home for the TV show. I think the TV show is over, but still, she's grown up in front of a damn camera. Is there anything there is a such thing as oversharing? Is there anything that's private? Is there anything sacred? Let me pick up what Davina says here. She was like, yes, I knew it was going to be messy. I was just wondering how long it would take. Me too. I thought it would be a little longer, to be quite honest. I didn't think it would be over this quickly, especially with all those children involved. Davina also said, and with the incident with Kim being robbed and tied up, I would hope that Kim would be more careful. I forgot about that. That incident where she was in Paris and they were putting every move they make on social media because that's what they do. The robbers got all the information they needed from social media. They knew how to find her, that she was alone and all of this stuff. And they were able to come in and take advantage of that situation. And that is the fear that I have with children online, especially if she's already done it once. She's already gotten online without her mother knowing. Her mother did correct it, but probably the best correction would be like, because you did this, I think it's best that you wait a little while longer to have access to this. And right, Lysandra, you said mom and dad is messy. They need to come together. Agreed. Because, Kanye is in the middle of, he got some, the whole mental health issue. And it's just not, he's not himself. And I'm not trying to make a joke. Like, he's not himself if you're hungry. No, he's just not himself. So, I think that he needs help, because this is not something, again, that the public should be involved in. But here we are, and I like I said, I don't have to be messy, but this right here is a cautionary tale. These are conversations that we should have with each other all throughout our young little people's lives. And Davina said, and a lot of celebrities' homes have been robbed while they're on vacation, etc. Yeah. Parts of what Kanye is saying is kind of heartbreaking. I hope that I don't find that those things are true, and I probably will never know because it's none of my business. But he was saying that, they are treating him basically like he is kind of a threat. And honestly, I get it. He's a little unhinged right now. He's already threatened Pete Davidson, albeit in a song. He's threatened the young man. So Kanye needs help. And like just the same way everybody came out and helped him when he was having that very public meltdown in 2020, I think he needs that same kind of help now. I think somebody should reach out to Kanye and try to get him some help, get him back on track. Because right now, a lot of what he's doing is just reactionary. He's just and he's trying to provoke a reaction out of Kim. And Kim, for all the crazy shit that she's done, she knows her rights. The chick she's finally graduated from law school. She passed a bar exam. So I feel like she knows what to say and what not to say publicly to keep the case moving in her favor. Kanye is reacting emotionally and somebody needs to check him. And I don't think we have to say too much more about that, but I'm not shutting y'all down. If you got more to say, I want to hear it. Lysandra said he's been like that since his mom passed. Yeah. And I honestly believe that Kanye West, because he's always been narcissistic, it has just exacerbated the narcissism in him as well. Davina said, and let's be frank, there are going to be problems because they think their upbringing is okay. Kanye is not going to go along with this, and he is going to have an opinion on how North grows up. Unfortunately, in a shared situation, because we've all been there in a shared, well, I ain't going to say we've all been there. If you have children and you were a single parent, whether it's mother or father, if you were a single parent, you know that there are things that are allowed at one house that are not allowed at another. For instance, this is my own personal. My ex-husband, my son's father, is a Jehovah's Witness. When Quinn, my son, was at his daddy's house, it wasn't no celebrating Christmas or birthdays or Easter or none of that. When you at home with mama, now these are my rules because his daddy doesn't run my house. You understand? So it's going to be the same thing no matter who's home or who's in this situation. If it's Kanye and Kim or if it's Tasha and Ron, there is a situation where if there is a difference of opinion or a difference of values of a family, and at one house we can do this, at the other house we can't do that. That's just the way it has to be, unless an understanding had already been put in place. I couldn't call Quinn's father. I couldn't call Quinn's father and say, "Oh, you're gonna celebrate Christmas. You better put a tree up for my son." That's not what they do. So, and he couldn't call me and tell me that I couldn't do it. But yeah, it's messy. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna get messier. If it gets too messy, I will just I will just mute Kim and Kanye on my Twitter feed. But that was the conversation last night, so I felt like we should touch on it a little bit today. Moving on to happier news. Our friend Rihanna is Prego official. She is definitely a whole lot pregnant. She made her announcement and she shared some photos with her fans. And there are people, I don't know why they're upset about this. Now, first and foremost, Rihanna's a billionaire. She's not going to need any of our assistance to take care of her child or children. But their problem is mostly with ASAP Rocky and comments that he had made in the past about, oh gosh, he had hot takes on a whole lot of stuff. I don't know where Kaz is today, but his hot take T-shirt would have been great right here. Yeah, I don't know if they twins, Angus, but yeah, because I don't even know how far along she is. I'm gonna say she's at least 4 or 5 months, at least. But yeah, I don't know if they twins. And yeah, she's grown, let her be. But what people are upset about is her her boyfriend ASAP Rocky has been he's made comments in the past, and the comments are nothing concerning him being a bad parent. There's nothing concerning him being a bad boyfriend to Rihanna. So again, you know how we like to cancel folks just because they have a different opinion than you. We can't just discuss and agree to disagree anymore. And not by us, I don't mean the people in this chat. Y'all know who I'm talking about. These people want her to leave him alone because they said, oh, he was defending Bill Cosby. Well, a lot of people defend Bill Cosby. We can't change the way that this man feels. If he knows all the information and the decision that he makes is, I stand with Bill Cosby, that is his opinion. Now, how you can affect a person like ASAP Rocky is by saying, well, if you are defending a person who is at this point a proven convicted rapist, if you are protecting him, then we will not support you. And that's it. We don't have to even be loud about it. We don't have to say much more. If this is how we feel, agree to disagree, or put your money where your mouth is. And if you feel really that bad about it, don't look at this pregnant young lady. I'm very happy for her. Again, a billionaire needs none of our permission to have a baby. She could have 20 of them and be able to take care of them very well. She could Nick Cannon it and just every year pop out another baby if she like. She's in the best position to take care of children. Hopefully, you know, they are mentally in the right place, and it looks like, for all intents and purposes, the social media photo shoot, it looks real. So let's just hope it is, and hope the best for that young lady. She's 33 years old. Shoot. And she said she wanted to have 4 or 5 kids. So she said she wanted to do that by the time she was 42. So she got some work to do. She's got some work to do. If y'all, and if I'm moving too fast, let me know if you guys got anything you guys want to say, add, or whatever. And if you're ever curious about where the hell I'm getting all my information from, you can look at the articles in the description of wherever you're watching this video. Now, this is a story about the iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. And before I get into that, because I do want to give this one a little bit of attention, I'm gonna grab Angus though, because he's got a take. He said the reason we choose justice over revenge is not for the sake of the convicted, but for the sake of our society. Yes, the convicted may deserve terrible treatment, but society doesn't need that badness. Yes, we don't need to carry the burden of hating somebody or trying to hate somebody. That to me is too heavy of a burden to bear. I would much rather just say, you know, you can do what you want, just do it over there. Now, if you do it too publicly, I might talk about you, but I ain't gonna lie on you. So yeah, I agree, Angus, 110%. Going back to the iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. And, you know, I'm a podcast aficionado and used to have, I do this show, of course, but I used to have a podcast called After the Snap, just audio podcast. And I also did a podcast called Sinister Silhouettes. That was a true crime podcast. That is where I met this young lady in the picture over here. Her name is Emily T, or Emily Thompson. And Emily has a true crime podcast called Morbidology. And she and I collaborated on a few things together. We became close. She is even a Patreon supporter for this show. So, and she's been a Patreon supporter since she met me. And She won Best International Podcast for Morbidology. So that's a big freaking deal. Okay, that's a big deal. And of course, you see, she's a young girl, and she's from gosh, is she from Ireland? She's from Ireland. So the work that we've done together, I was one of them especially was one of the proudest one of the things that I'm most proud of as a creator, that I had input on this. It was basically about Black Lives Matter. And it was a huge collaboration with, gosh, it had to be 10, 15 podcasts. And we worked so hard and we worked so well together. And she has been a supporter of mine ever since. So I am publicly congratulating Emily for that achievement as Best International Podcast. And I know that there are only bigger, brighter things to come. So good job, Emily. And she's also an author. And if you want to get into true crime podcasts, she is a good place to start, because she doesn't sensationalize the stories, but she tells them with a lot of empathy, and she does deep dives in these stories. So again, congratulations, Emily T, for Best International Podcast, and I hope that the sky is the limit for you and your show. So thank you. Now this chick, India Arie. India Arie has been making the news, and it's been like maybe for the last month we've been hearing a bit about her, because at one point she was saying, "Oh, good, I'm glad that you're good giving her ups, you guys, because she deserves it." Yeah, she's been a good friend of the show, and she is a fantastic podcaster and author. So I'm very proud of that little girl. I called them my little Irish babies. It was her and Emily and Eileen. So Eileen had another podcast, and she's also a Patreon supporter of mine, and has been since we met in I think that was 2018, 2019. Since we met, they have been supporting the show. But they're both from Ireland. I call them my little Irish babies. Oh gosh. But back to India Arie. First, she came out a few weeks ago and she was talking about how dirty the music industry is, pretty much, and how for a while the music industry had her feeling that she was unattractive, that her looks were not conventional enough to sell records, even though her whole shtick the whole time has been that she's not the average girl. Everybody, we can't all be cookie cutter, and so yeah, she talked about how that affected her. But then here now, this is going back to the Joe Rogan backlash. And look, some parts of this Joe Rogan thing I had no idea happened. For instance, when India Arie took her music off of Spotify on Thursday, she shared a video on her Instagram of an edited YouTube video of Joe Rogan just repeatedly using the N-word. And it says here roughly 24 times. It was like a 6-minute video. She also posted clips in which Rogan appeared to share an anecdote in which he compared being around Black people to Planet of the Apes. Now, I had no idea that was a thing. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. I don't listen to Joe Rogan because I don't like his takes. But I understand that he has a personality, and he has a way of having a conversation with his guests that you bring out a lot. I can appreciate that skill without liking him. So for so long, I've never messed around or said anything bad about Joe Rogan, because there are parts of his whole shtick that I kind of like. The fact that the way that he is so comfortable in holding a conversation about damn near anything. I didn't know about this N-word thing. Now, my understanding is that the video is taken out of context. If there is ever a context for using the N-word. It was taken out of context. He was repeating or referring when he said the N-word. He should not, he could have just said the N-word, just like I'm saying. But the whole Planet of the Apes thing was, Joe Rogan started off, you remember Fear Factor. I know all of us probably remember that. He's also a comedian. And, back 10 years ago, however long, you could say these kinds of things and it would be funny. Just like Eddie Murphy did a long stand-up about Italian people, and it wasn't in the most flattering way, but it was funny in 1980 something. Well, this Planet of the Apes joke might have been funny in 1990 something. He has the right to say it. But where I agree 100% with India Arie is that you don't have to support it. Just like we were saying about ASAP Rocky, and just like we were saying about any other celebrity, they got a right, almost, as long as they're not saying anything to put people in danger, they have a right to say what they want. And we have a right to choose where we throw our support. Now, India Arie, is saying basically to uninstall Spotify. If you use Spotify, uninstall it. Don't use it, because they're paying him $100 million, and this is what he thinks of us. They're paying the musicians whose music is on their platform. They're paying them pennies per stream. So all the money that they are basically making is probably being paid to Joe Rogan, $100 million. Now, so that's your choice. You can do what you want with this information. I'm not telling you to boycott Spotify or to uninstall it or anything else. All I can speak on is what I'm going to do. and what I'm going to do is right now not jump out the window, because guess who else has an exclusive Spotify deal? The Obamas. You're not going to catch their podcast anywhere else. The only place you're going to catch it is on Spotify. So if you uninstall Spotify, I guess you unplug yourself from that as well. Not saying that is the reason, that should be a reason that you make a decision, but I kind of like listening to them as well. So I am weighing heavily my options on what I'm going to do as far as Spotify. But I have never, ever, ever really supported Joe Rogan or his show. And it's also not to say that Joe Rogan, because he did apologize. It's also not to say that Joe Rogan isn't sincere when he says sorry. It's what he does next. So that's what you need to really be watching, is watch what his next actions are. And if his next actions don't indicate a change, he's shown us who he is. Believe him. I'm going to pick up Dee's comment here. Davina says she loves her. She's talking about India Arie. She's a great performer. Oh, I hadn't heard about her removing her music from Spotify. I did hear about the country singer that boycotted Spotify. There is a growing list of artists, and I don't have it right here because we did talk about this. We talked about what led up to this last week. So I don't have all that information like right here, right now. But yeah, there was Neil Young. I think it was Crosby, Stills, Nash. He was in that group with them. They all, everybody but Crosby, they all pulled their music. India Arie pulled hers. I can't remember who else is on the list, but there were quite a few. Angus said, I don't think Rogan is very funny. I don't think he ever was. I grew up knowing that the N word was a terrible thing, and there came a point where I chose, out of respect, to not ever use it. And I have a litany of friends, just like you, Angus, who know that will push a button. Now, there are also those who feel like it's this double standard. You guys call each other the N word. That's an entirely different animal. And we gonna handle that in house. It's just like going to somebody else's house for dinner. They over their house, they put ketchup on their fries. That don't mean you got to put. If you like ranch on your fries, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't step over the line and do the things just because you see these other people doing it. It can get to be a very dangerous thing. And Joe Rogan has a whole lot of friends in the industry, a whole lot of fellow comedians, and that are Black, who should have told him, this is not a good look, dude. The Planet of the Apes joke, I'll let that slide. I'll let it slide, because you was telling the joke, you was ha funny. I don't think it's funny, but you got a whole audience of people, a whole group of people who thought that was funny, just like I laughed my ass off as a young girl when Eddie Murphy talked about the Italian dude at going to see the movies after they'd seen Rocky. So I see it. I can see how telling a joke in a time where everything wasn't so sensitive, it was just a joke. But then saying this N-word, that's a little different. Angus also says respect is universal. You either have it to give or you don't. There's no double standard there. Yep. We gotta look out for each other. And by that I mean even with stuff like the N-word, it still hurts to hear somebody call you that out of complete malice. It hurts. At 49 years old, I'm still reckoning with things my mother said. My mother used to say, well, are you a nigger? A nigger is an ignorant person. Now I've said the word, but a nigger is an ignorant person. Anybody can be ignorant. So I grew up with that implanted in my head. However, that don't mean that seed, my mama planted the seed a long time ago. That don't mean that it was on fertile ground. I still think I get a little anger when I hear it being used in a derogatory way. And I'm working on that. I'm working on not letting words fuck with me like that. So yeah. But yep, this is just the latest in Joe Rogan news. I've talked about him now for 3 weeks in a row. We can talk about Euphoria. It's been renewed. What do you guys think about that? Euphoria is coming back for season 3, and we haven't even hit the middle of season. Have we hit the middle of season 2? I guess we're at about the middle of season 2. There are a lot of people now who are like, oh, okay, I'm getting more and more uncomfortable with what's being depicted in Euphoria. It is not stopping people from watching it, but the discomfort is there. I was rather uncomfortable last week with the episode of Euphoria, and it was a discomfort. It kind of like it makes you think, that kind of discomfort. It wasn't discomfort in what I was seeing. It's that these scenarios are very real, because like even Angus, those scenarios are very real to some people. And as we're watching this group who we're to believe, or we're to make believe that they are high school students, how how the even when we're trying to put a show together like Euphoria, it's still kind of objectifying these people. Everybody is above average in beauty. Every single person in this cast is above average. There's one heavy person in the cast, and she's freaking beautiful. She's drop dead gorgeous as well. It's very sexualized. And it's all from, again, this whole male gaze part of things. And I just honestly think that there just needs to be some average folks on this show. That's the part. It's like it's uncomfortable because these are supposed to be kids. Number one, we're sexualizing them, even though we're supposed to believe that they're kids. And that it is all pretty much just it's all catering to the male gaze. Let me pick up Angus' comment. Angus says, it's a good show with an engaging story, but the elements of the story demands the viewer to not flinch. Exactly. It deserves renewal, but you won't be able to watch it, but it deserves the success that it has. It does ask a whole hell of a lot of questions of us as an audience. And hopefully we learning something. Every episode is not teaching me something, but every episode is engaging enough, and it is uncomfortable enough. And to know that A24 is the studio behind it, that is what their forte is. So I'm getting it. I'm understanding. Yeah, they're doing an excellent job. It is being picked up for season 3. I'm wondering how long a show like this can go. I'm wondering if you could get 7 seasons. These people are going to stop looking like little kids, but of course they would be college age by then in universe. So yeah, there's just some things to think about. It is very, very touchy. People either love this show or they really, really hate it. And yeah, and Davina said she's here for it. If you're uncomfortable, don't watch. Not you. No, I think the intention is to make us uncomfortable, but if it makes you uncomfortable to the point of you're turned off, yeah, I get what you're saying. Stop watching it. This could be a teaching moment for everyone that watches it. That too. And yeah, it's just like, okay, how much of this stuff could legitimately happen? And then you talk to somebody and they tell you, you know what, there are certain facets of this show that hit real close to home for me. And then you know that this is not as unusual. Just because it is unusual for me to see young folks in these situations, it's not unusual, and that's a problem. It's also a problem to me that out of all these kids that they seeing that this child Rue is spiraling out of control, nobody is going to tell her mama. It's just I'm telling you, I'll be like, look, she gonna kill herself. Stop her. I'll tell, because if I love you, I can't watch that happen. Yeah, but it's gonna give us a whole nother season to talk about. Euphoria season 3. I can't wait to see how this thing continues. Even like tomorrow's episode, I can't wait for. I'm that eager to see that episode. Now, before I move on with what's on my what I got articles for, because again, every article is in the description, but I don't have an article for this, but I did want to just talk about it for a second. Yes, Angus Sucker Punch is all about the male gaze, and that is what I was going to say about that movie when I talk about it, is that it is because I'm going to do a full review, but we're here. I can talk about it. It is almost Zack Snyder's answer to the Buffyverse. That's the way I feel. But the entire thing is through the male gaze, and it's doing it on purpose. It's making fun of those kinds of tropes where these badass women are half dressed and they have to do. That was my take on this movie, but I haven't completely formulated because I haven't watched it that second time yet, and I do need to watch it again so that I can really take in, like, was there some, besides what we're just talking about, Angus, about it being about the male gaze, was there some other message? I know the whole female empowerment, and that, but what other message would I get out of that movie? I'm glad you said that though, Angus, because it sure did. Sucker Punch to me was was what's his name, Zack Snyder answering Joss Whedon, not in a negative, or he was just, I'm giving you a counter way of looking at this. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We got 3 rumored Star Trek projects now. 3 more besides the ones that I was here, and I made a list of all the stuff that we got coming in Star Trek world. We got 3 more that could possibly be coming. One is one that I had already kind of ascertained and spoke about it a few weeks ago, Starfleet Academy. So that was one. Then the Section 31 show with Michelle Yeoh that I have been waiting so patiently for. Hopefully that we'll be getting that one within the next 2 to 3 years. And then there's that third slot. There were 2 things or rumors that I have heard about what could be going into that third slot. And one of them was there would be a Star Trek anthology series where you're just going from world to world telling Star Trek type stories, just a one and done. And then it's not a serialized thing. So we can go on next week and have another Planet of the Week. And I'm here for that, especially if you dig deep into the catalog and go back and try to bring old Trek stuff back. Strange New Worlds is something that's already coming. These 3 that they're talking about are things that will be in development over the next 2 to 3 years, because we know Picard is only running 3 seasons, and they want to continuously keep Star Trek on all year round. So when Picard drops off, they'll have to put something in its place. And the Section 31 show, the Starfleet Academy show, those are 2 that we already knew were coming, and they'll fill in one of those blanks. And hopefully by them coming up with these other series doesn't mean these some of our present series besides Picard are going away, but who knows. But Section 31, Starfleet Academy, we know those are coming. If they come up with an anthology series, I hope they revisit old cast members and tell new stories as well, as long as it's contained to one. Just tell a story about Sulu and then we'll be done with it. Tell a story about T'Pol and then we'll be done with it. But then I've also heard about an Enterprise revival. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how it would work, but I would definitely watch it because, again, Enterprise was a show I felt like ended too soon. I just felt like we should have gotten a better finale. We should have got a better final season of Enterprise. Lysandra says she go start watching after her nap. Now, I don't know which one are you trying to watch, Lysandra. But yeah, that was good news to me. Another thing that hit my radar, I talked about this a couple weeks ago, and now it's coming back around a little louder, still in the rumor phase. and that is Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's probably dropping on May the 4th. So we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and Tasha, just call me Tostradamus. I'm not saying anything nobody else is saying, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we know what's coming, what we're looking for. Did you hear about Dakota? Which Dakota is it? She's gonna be playing Madam Web in that Spider-Verse. What is her name? If you get it before me, if you know it and put it in there before me, I'd appreciate it. But Dakota, is it Johnson? Johnson? Yeah, Dakota Johnson. She's gonna be playing Madam Web in the Spider-Verse. So that's another good piece of news that we got coming out that I did not have on my itinerary for today. So yes, it's a lot going on in the world of sci-fi, and I am completely here for it, for all of these things. And yeah, if you got anything that you want to add, if it's anything that I am forgetting that has been announced this week, remind me, because yeah. Okay. The Color Purple. You guys know that they're doing a musical film, The Color Purple, and they have cast a beautiful cast. I really hope that this is is a good, like, kind of. I want not all musical, like, I want a good hybrid of just a musical and a regular film. But we have Fantasia coming, and she's going to be Celie in The Color Purple. Then you have Taraji P Henson is going to be playing Suge Avery. Danielle Brooks, who you can catch right now on Peacemaker, she's playing Waller's daughter, Leota Adebayo. So she's playing Waller's daughter. She's going to be Sophia. Holly Bailey, not to be confused with Holly Berry. Bailey is going to be playing not Suge Avery. Gosh, I forgot that character's name. And the guy that plays Ali on Euphoria, Coleman Domingo, he's going to be playing Mr. This right here, and I can't remember his name. Gosh, I can't remember this guy over here. The one guy over here, I think he's gonna be playing Harpo, but I cannot think of his name. This is Coleman Domingo down here by the word purple. But what is the other guy's name? I cannot remember. But if you remember who that is, let me know. Gosh, I don't know if Holly Bailey is going to be playing Mouse. Was that her name? I guess I can look it up, huh? So they got some Nettie. She's gonna be playing Nettie. Exactly. What's it called? Its sister. Yeah. So and they got some powerhouse voices in here. They got some people who can sing. The people who can not sing, sang. So I can't wait to see what they do with The Color Purple when it hits the big screen. And the cast was announced by Oprah. And you remember Oprah famously played Sophia in the original Steven Spielberg Color Purple. So yeah, I hope that it lives up to its predecessor. I don't think anything will top the original Color Purple for me, except for the book. The book was fantastic as well. Speaking of films, the big old black cast, Viola Davis is bringing this book, or not, no book. It ain't a book. She's bringing a film that's inspired by true events that took place in the kingdom of Dahomey. and one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and 19th century. The story follows Naniska, and that's who Viola Davis is going to be playing. She's going to be general of an all-female military unit. And Nawi, who's played by Tuso Mberu, is a recruit. And that together they're going to fight enemies who violated their honor, enslaved their people, and threatened to destroy everything they've lived for. This right here, I can't wait to see. It's a story that I know very little about, and I'm not going to look anything up. That is one of the things that I usually do. As soon as I hear about something, I go and look it up. I want to go into this thing completely blind. I don't want to know what's going on, because it's a story, like I said, it's a story that I don't know, and it's going to be important to me to find out just when watching the film. I really hope that we are way past COVID by the time this thing comes out at the end of this year, because I don't want to have no anxieties or nothing. I just want to go to the movies and enjoy this thing, because it looks like it is going to be fantastic. You want to watch it too, Angus? Yes. And Dee says she saw this with Viola. She looks great in costume. Yes, she does. Very intimidating and very muscular. She might be going to the same boot camp you go to, Dee. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna try to do, Angus. No trailers, no previews, no Wikipedia, straight in blind. What I got right now is enough of the story, because yeah, I want to learn as I'm watching it. I don't want to spoil it for myself. Even though the movie, of course, will take liberties. We know this, but I do want to. I want to know as little as possible. I don't think I'm gonna be able to skip the trailers. I say that, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to skip the trailers. I'm a trailer person. Quinta Brunson. Have you guys look? This little lady, this little young girl, I call her young girl. I've been watching her for years on YouTube. She had a couple of YouTube series, and God, don't get me to try to name them right now, because I don't. But it's just like every now and then I want to get a little giggle. She's funny to me, and they do these YouTube trailers. I mean YouTube series, and she was part of one, and I thought she was so hilarious. And I feel like just a proud mama at this point, because there is a show that has started coming on ABC on Tuesdays, I believe, on Tuesdays, called Abbott Elementary. Is she, Angus? Viola's going to portray Harriet Tubman. I know we got her up for Michelle Obama as well, in that show that they're doing about the president's wives. So yeah, we got Viola. We're getting a lot of Viola. So Quinta Brunson is the creator of one of the hottest shows currently on TV. And on Jimmy Kimmel the other day, she was surprised by somebody who inspired her current series. So the current series is called Abbott Elementary, and she named the school of this hit TV show that she has for a teacher who was very special to her. So her favorite teacher, besides her mother, because her mom's a teacher too, but her favorite former teacher from Philadelphia, she named this series after her, because that lady has such an impact on her life. Now, we could complain about police, and we all know that there are great police, and then there are some garbage ones out there. And we do the same with teachers. We know that there are some teachers who are just there to collect the check, And we know that there are some who are out there really impacting the lives of children. And when you are honored, when one of your students grows up, writes a TV show, stars in the same TV show, and names the school after you, you know you have done your job well. Well, Jimmy Kimmel brought that lady on to surprise Quinta Brunson, and Quinta was in tears. And that teacher it's very important, especially, and I don't know how, a more integrated school system would go, or how school is now, or what even a more diverse school would do. The school I went to was predominantly Black in a predominantly Black city. So, not to say that we're taking away from the teachers and that sort of thing, but sometimes the teachers were way they were overwhelmed. Well, this teacher, and I had teachers, of course, I had teachers who impacted me in such ways, and other people hated these teachers and I loved them. Mr. Keller was one of my favorite teachers. Ms. Doral was one of my favorite teachers. So you remember your favorite teachers. Well, she remembers Ms. Abbott, who was her teacher, and Miss Abbott got on Jimmy Kimmel and talked about how she didn't condone one-word answers in her classrooms. Even if you were shy, you spoke in complete sentences. You spoke with confidence and that kind of thing. And Quinta learned that lesson, and look where she is now. And that has to be the best reward for a teacher, to know that your message got across to somebody and they were insanely successful because of it. And also, I just love this little girl. Oh gosh, Angus said one school I went to in the boonies had 2 Black students total, and they were twins. and see, that would be my experience. We had more than 2 white students, but it was few and far between for the white students at the schools that I went to. I was glad that there were years that my son came to Texas, to Houston, to stay with his father, and he went to school here because he got to experience diversity. Because where we were from, it was you pretty much had us. You got diversity when you were going to stores and that kind of thing, but that's different because they're looking at you as a threat. Because when they see a Black person, they automatically think you're there to do something, especially a 6-foot Black boy. They're expecting you to be there to do something wrong. Well, here he got exposed to a whole hell of a lot more than he would have at home. And by exposed, I'm saying he was exposed to a very diverse student body. And I think that helped. I think that helped him to, he still has his opinions on this and that, but he also knows how to listen to the other side before he just, this is how it is because this is what I say, like his mama. Yep, like his mama. I'm bossy. I mean well though. Oh my. And the bad news for me this week, bad news, made me want to cry a little bit, is the Boondocks reboot is being canceled by Sony Pictures. So yeah, gosh, and I forgot his first name. The guy who played Tom in the Boondocks. He says, I hate to say this, but the show is right now not coming back. I don't know if this is breaking news, but we've been wanting to do the show, and Sony, they decided they're going to pull the plug. So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe one day we'll be able to revisit. If we don't, then that's what that is. But I wish the show was coming back. So yeah, sad news for Boondocks fans. And maybe we should lean on Sony I mean, in a nice and respectful, don't go all Snyder cut on me, y'all. Do not. Maybe we should lean on Sony. If you are like me and want to see this animated feature come back, why don't we just start getting on Twitter and Facebook and your social media of choice, but get a lot of people to make some noise about the Boondocks? I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, sorry. Gosh. So yeah, I was looking forward to it, but the one thing about animation is that the characters never grow up. They never get old. We will be missing the voice of Pops. I mean, I'm calling him Pops. Grandpa. Yeah, and that's what I was just about to talk about, Angus. You're wondering who they were going to get to fill in for John Witherspoon. I don't know if anybody can. Yeah, I don't know if anybody can. But yes, I would hope that somebody would be willing to give it a try. But yeah, hopefully the show, hopefully they come up with whatever it is that they were looking for to make it make it feasible to bring the show back, because I did like the Boondocks. I like that kind of it's a dry humor, and it is just parodying that word, parodying the society that we're in, and there is so much to be parodied. But I honestly, that might be part of the problem. I don't know how ready this society where we are right now. I don't know how ready we are for parodies. You know, everybody's a little sensitive. You said his son JD is a part-time YouTuber, part-time actor. He has the voice for it at a stretch. Well, I would hope that, yeah, that would be nice that would be a nice mantle to pass down that character. Yeah, I will have to listen to see. Is it JD Witherspoon, like John Witherspoon? Let me write this down. JD Witherspoon. I'm gonna check it out. Check out his page. No, D, I'm talking about the cartoon, the Boondocks, not Boondock Saints. I think, and I'm not 100% sure. I think that's still going. I think that's still on. The Boondock Saints. Matter of fact, let me take a look here. So we still say no. No release date has yet been announced for the Boondock Saints 3, but the project is currently in pre-production. So it is in pre-production. And production is going to start May 2022. Boondock Saints is safe. It's the Boondocks animated series that was the plug was pulled on. And believe it or not, he said there was no scenery left unchewed by Willem Dafoe in that movie. Willem Dafoe has been eating up roles for decades now. And yeah, a lot of times you forget some of the stuff that he's played in. The man is a freaking legend. He is a freaking legend. And gosh, you talk about a person needing to get their flowers while they're here. We need to do Willem Dafoe well too. Do right by him. So I ran out of slides, but there was another thing I wanted to talk about real quick, and it has nothing to do with any of the things that we were just talking about, really. It's about this young dude. This is just one story, but and I don't know anything about his music. So don't think I'm caping for this young man's music or anything else. I don't know nothing about it. I'm only sharing. Let me see. Stop screen. I ain't put my glasses on once today. I'm standing here squinting and everything. Good Lord. This young man, rapper TDott Woo, these names, was shot dead at 22 years old, hours after signing a record deal. This is not the first time that we have heard hours after a record deal, this person gets killed. Hours after signing a contract with this person gets killed. I'm going to say this to the young men and women as well, huh? Everybody where you from, or everybody even in your circle, is not going to be happy with your success. People that you know will let you move around, and if the minute it looks like you're going to become successful, I'm not saying that's what this is, but it sure looks like it to me. The minute you start to become successful and you get big, too big for the pond that they're used to you being in, they're going to hate on you. They're going to do whatever to destroy you. So don't share your good news with everybody, because your good news is not good news to everybody. Some people are hoping and waiting for you to fail. That is just the truth. Some people just don't think that you deserve it. Now you've got this young man. He's gone. He was being shot and killed in Canarsie, Brooklyn on Tuesday, February 1st, just hours after inking his first record deal. He was reportedly shot in the head while standing in front of his mother's home near the intersection of East 98th Street and Avenue L. He was transported to Brookdale Hospital but succumbed to his injuries prior to the incident. And this is what makes me say that it was somebody that was jealous. Prior to the incident, TDott announced a partnership with $1 Million Music, which was going to distribute his music and help build on the buzz the Canarsie native had created over the past few years. And now he's gone. Now he's gone. And I think that we need to really, really teach our kids that these people ain't happy for you. They don't want to see you succeed. They would be happier if you stayed right next to them wherever they are. Just a sad story. There's another thing. First of all, I don't know how many other people got the surprise that their Netflix bill is going up on March the 4th. I got that email. Was it yesterday? I got that email yesterday. Oh, we're going to be raising your prices, but here's why. I don't care why, but I talked about this again about a month ago. So we knew that there was a possibility that we was going to be paying a little bit more for our Netflix. At least with Netflix making better, they're making better original content. At least I can say, okay, at least the content is getting better. But then they also said they got 86 films coming out. They got a brand new movie ready for every weekend of 2022. So, because I haven't been leaving the house and going to the movies and all of this stuff, it to me is like, okay, at least we getting that. Even if there's some clunkers in there. I watched a filthy, fucking, ridiculously horrible movie the other day. I watched it on Tubi though, so be looking for a review on that horrible movie. But yeah, if we got 86 movies coming out, we got a brand new movie ready for every weekend of 2022. I'm here. I guess I can I can say I won't mind paying an extra couple dollars for Netflix. Do you guys have Netflix? And if you do, has your Netflix bill gone up, or are they telling you that it's gonna go up in March? We got Jamie Foxx gonna be in two Netflix originals this year. You got Day Shift, where he's playing a blue collar dad whose mundane San Fernando Valley pool cleaning job is a front for his real source of income, hunting and killing vampires as part of an international union of vampire hunters. So there's that. Then the other film is They Cloned Tyrone, and he's going to be starring with John Boyega and Tiana Paris in a pulpy mystery. So I guess I'm looking forward to those two films, I suppose. Let's share. Oh gosh. My thing started glitching. I don't know if I was going to lose y'all. Gonna share. I don't want to share the audio. But yeah, we've got some photos of the freaking movies that's coming out. Tiana Paris, she's went into, she's gonna be she's in the MCU as Monica Rambeau, but they'll be doing that movie soon next year. And here she's got this, and I hope that it's a good movie. Looks a little strange, but I'm here. I'll give it a chance. Latifah. Oh, I didn't know Queen Latifah had a movie coming out on Netflix too. Latifah and her brother is going to be played by Ludacris. Now I don't see what the name. Oh, here it is. Queen Latifah and Ludacris Bridges star in End of the Road. This film follows Brenda as she drives her family cross country for a fresh start before having to learn to fight back when they become the targets of a mysterious killer. So I've been looking forward to seeing Queen Latifah in something as well. Halle Berry and Omari Hardwick co-star in The Mothership, a sci-fi adventure that follows Sarah Morse after she discovers an extraterrestrial object, leading her and her children on a quest to find her missing husband. That sounds good. Jennifer Lopez is going to, oh gosh, sometimes her movies, I'm telling you. But this one is going to be called The Mother. A deadly female assassin comes out of hiding to protect the daughter that she gave up years before while on the run from a dangerous man. That sounds interesting. And it's not a romance. It doesn't sound like, so I can tolerate it, because I can't tolerate Jennifer Lopez in her romance films. I just can't. Of course, Knives Out. I'm really looking forward to that. There are a lot. Like I said, 86 movies. That was just a few of them. And I am truly looking forward to seeing what else Netflix has. And if they are at least more good than bad. I know it's going to be some stinkers. We've already had Brazen, and that was bad. But if they have more good than bad, then I'll be happy, and I'll understand why I got to pay a little bit more for my membership. But yeah, as I earlier stated, if y'all don't have anything, I don't have anything. I've run out of ish to talk about. So I'm going to give it a minute to see if you guys got anything that you want to discuss. And if not, I'm going to take off. Yes, I am. I'm going to go outside. It was so cold. And right now, I don't know what the temperature is. Let's check. I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels a whole heck of a lot better than it had been. So let me see. Yeah, see, right now it's saying 51 degrees. I can go outside and get a little air, shake a little tail feather. Oh, I was telling Lysandra as I did my makeup, if I had a Valentine, this would be my Valentine look for for 2022. And you got caught up on Prodigy, Angus. Oh, I can't wait till tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait till tomorrow to talk about this. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait till tomorrow. I don't want to spoil what I think. Uh, but I think my face kind of says it. What I think. I hope that you enjoyed it, though, Angus. And yes, save it for tomorrow. Don't tell me today, though. No spoilers. Tell me tomorrow. If you're gonna be there. Now, if you ain't gonna be there tomorrow, tell me today, because I want to know how you feel. But yeah. So yeah, so this was my Valentine's, and maybe every week I'll do a if I had a Valentine look. Oh gosh. Well, Angus, I'm glad you caught. Yes, sir. Normal time, 6 p.m. That's good. It's got to be that, because I haven't been to sleep in. Oh, it's been a long. It's been many hours. I've been up since yesterday about 10 p.m. ish. I woke up, yeah, because my sleep schedule is all off. So yeah, I'll try to do things at night now, so that it's kind of syncing with my circadian rhythm. Because my rhythm has got no rhythm right now. I am rhythmless nation with the circadian clock in my body. It's terrible. But yeah, I try to do things that's why I've been doing things, kind of trying to do it in the evening. But yeah, I don't know what I was talking about before then. Oh, I don't know. Hi, long tour. I don't know what you're trying to say to me, but hi. Oh, so anywho, it has been one for the records, I guess. Another one for the records. I'm going here. Long tour is just typing. Long tour, you're just typing letters in, baby. You gotta say a word. Say a word, long tour. Oh, you're saying hi. You're saying hi. 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 A word what? A word on. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, baby, but I appreciate you for being here. And if you like what you see here today, you and anybody watching on the rebroadcast, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel for movie reviews, streaming series recaps and discussions, and entertainment news. We do this every week. I got friends in the chat, and you can be one too. Tomorrow, we do Stream Something Sundays. So you'll join me at 6 p.m. Central Time to discuss streaming series and movies. The series that we are talking about are Star Trek Prodigy, Star Wars, The Book of Boba Fett, or The Mandalorian, whichever one you want to call it, and and Peacemaker. Also, we do a little segment called What You Watching. So if you're watching something that that you think that it's worth the rest of the group watching, and you come on in and you watch that as well, you tell us all about it. I watched a thing this week, and I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. But yeah, you can also send me topic ideas, suggestions, your feedback, all of that to sinister.media.network@gmail.com. That's going right across the screen right now, just in case I said that too fast for you. So if you've got stuff that you want me to talk about, put it on. Just send me an email or put it in the chat. And last but not least, I do accept donations. And it is, it is Valentine's. And if you guys love me, go ahead and donate to the channel. You can do that at any of the methods that's going down at the bottom of your screen right now. But if you like to do it on a regular basis and be a true to life supporter, you can do it on Patreon at patreon.com/Tasha Pierce. That right there is going across the bottom of your screen as I speak. I got a couple comments before I start trying to get up out of here. Oh, I got Lofter, Hejamizer, Yalmarston, Lofter Yalmarston, talking about dong nations. No, just donations. Donations. Talking about money. I don't know about dong. I don't need none of that. Hey, Felicia. Girl, you caught me at the end, all the way at the end of the doggone thing, but you got here. I appreciate you. It's my little sister, y'all. Say hello. Say hello to my little sister. She's so lovely. She's so lovely. Oh, gosh. But yeah, I don't have anything else. So now that I know my sister's at home, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, my next door neighbor is falling in love with me. But that's a story that I can tell at another day. is who single? My little sister? No, my little sister's married. Don't be trying to holler at my sister, Lofter. Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't know what that says, guy. Yeah, I don't know what that means, honey. You gotta it says a nose. I don't know if you're saying something about my nose. I know I got quite a nose. Shucks. Don't need no reminders. But anywho, I done told you guys. oh no. Okay, I got you. I'm keeping up with you. I'm picking up what you putting down now. Like I said, I don't have anything else though today, y'all. I appreciate you all for joining. I wish you guys would have got here a little earlier to catch all the conversation. But next week, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. That's what time I sit in the chair. And yeah, with all that being said, I've got nothing else. It's been real, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.